has been a good government.
No clear vision. Changing to Labor is a risk of a referendum on priorities.
A Labor Party that does not believe it.
Friends, I'm ready.
Welcome to the election centre at the ABC here in Perth, where the count in the Western Australian election has begun already on a night that is expected to end with a strong win for the Barnett government. In fact, if today's news poll is even close to the mark, the Liberals will govern in their own right. The swing might go as close to double figures across the state. Of course, that will work out differently perhaps in the metropolitan area, but nonetheless, there's some kind of consensus behind the scenes that the swing away from Labor and to the Liberals and Nationals overall will be something like 6%, which will mean a significant number of seats are going to change hands. Mark McGowan's Labor Party in that sense would face a disastrous defeat, which would also be further ominous news for the Gillard government in Canberra. The Nationals may also increase their seats in the Parliament off the back of Brendan Grill's bold decision to take on Labor's traditional heartland in the Pilbara. I'll be talking with the Nationals leader in just a few moments. This might also be the election that reduced the number of independents from 4 to none. The early count will start to tell tonight's story in just a few minutes. And as always, the ABC's election analyst, Antony Green, will be here to interpret the trends in his own unique way. Very little slips through his digital net. Anthony, will your focus early on, I assume, be on those early numbers? But as we know, the first few minutes don't necessarily reveal all.
No, what you often start with is you get small rural booths, which at this stage is all we're seeing, as I mentioned. If we look at the chamber, this is the position going into this election. There are 59 members of the Legislative Assembly in the blue chamber of the Legislative Assembly. If you draw the current chamber, taking account of redistributions and switches and by-elections, there's 23 Liberals, 5 Nationals, 27 Labor and 4 others, taking account of all those different changes. So it's been a minority government for the last 4.5 years with the Liberals plus the National.
Our computer prediction for the night is that the Liberals will end up with 33 seats, that the Nationals will have 7. Now that is a gain for Colin Barnett's party of 10 seats, and that Labor has lost on the prediction 8 seats. Now that's a big result for Colin Barnett and puts Labor in a very tough position to fight back over the next 4 years. My thanks to Alicia O'Flaherty, of course to Antony Green for his big effort again tonight, and to all of those people behind the scenes. You've got no idea the effort that goes into producing this coverage around the state. The IT people who do their magic behind the scenes and keep Antony engaged and the rest of us guessing.
Can I just thanks to the Electoral Commissioner. We've had a lot of negotiation for 2 years to avoid problems from last time, and we've avoided all those problems. It's been a good
I remember,
return.
yeah, good point. And also to the behind-the-scenes ABC crews, plural, not just here in Perth, but around the rest of the state. And to you, the audience who've stuck with us tonight for another historic night in Western Australian politics, thank you and good night.
Has been a good government.
No clear vision. Changing to Labor is a risk of a referendum on priorities.
A Labor Party that does not believe it.
Friends, I'm ready.